Palantir is going to report today. They're expecting earnings per share of 8 cents and revenue of $652.4 million. We will see how they did shortly. If you're new to the channel, we have to do 4 or 5 videos a week, recapping what happens in the markets, earnings releases, a lot of this drama. Because guys, we are the true channels who love volatility. We love red days. In our community back here, you should have seen it at 9 o'clock this morning. People cheering, loving it. If you want to change the way in which you think about money, subscribe to the channel. That's absolutely key here. Guys, Palantir just reported. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Going back to our past videos, our biggest issue with Palantir was they just always squeak out the great gain. Mo, can you pull up their earnings result? Yeah. Right before they announced, Dalton, our in-house analyst, said, I bet you they beat by 1 cent. Guess what they reported? 9 cents EPS, beating by 1 penny, and they reported $670 million in revenue, beating by 652. Here's the funny part. Do I think they manipulate their books? Yes. Do I think they should? No, they have the free cash flow. They're beating on revenue, but Alex Karp is a psychopath, and he's too obsessed with his image as opposed to building a great company. When Palantir fell to $5.83 a share, I was actually interested because I said when Palantir was at 45 and somebody was saying it was a $500 stock, and I said, hey, I'm maybe interested at 5. Got to 583 and never pulled the trigger. What always held me back was I don't think Alex Karp's vision is the right vision for the company. I think it's Alex Karp first, investors 8th. And I know that sounds bad to say, and I'm probably going on a limb by saying that. I just don't trust the guy. I think Palantir is a great business with great potential, but if you have the wrong person running it, it just takes a scandal or two to have issues. And guys, they're crushing it after hours, up 18%. In-house, Dalton and Tim, who was CEO of our company, they made a bet. Milkshakes from a local drive-in place called Swenson's. They made a bet. Dalton said there wouldn't be an up day at all on the NASDAQ this week. I think it's going to help the up days tomorrow. I think Tim might be winning himself a Swenson's. I thought to myself, if they missed, which of course Alex Karp made sure they didn't miss by putting some asset in the balance sheet that got marked to market, they just let them beat. But what are you seeing, Mo?
They raised their annual expectation of revenue.
That's the thing. It's a great business. Why do they try to manipulate these numbers?
By $11 million.
Oh,
$672 million.
What was their free cash flow last quarter, Mo? Because I think that's really important to understand in terms of the company, because their free cash flow has been incredible. Way better than their net income. If you look right here, guys, actually, I'll show you. Last year, the last 12 months, it was $640 million versus their net income $300. And the last 5-year average is $168 versus a negative $465 net income. So their free cash flow is way better than their net income. So let's look at it by quarter to see what it was. Last quarter was $126 million. The same quarter last year was $86 million. What was it this year in the quarter ending June 30th, Mo? Anything, Mo, on Palantir?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so while we talk about that, guys, 4 of the last 5 times Palantir's reported, they've beaten by a penny. Now, maybe I'm trying to force something in here. I don't know. But there was a quarter that Dalton first found. They said, Paul, you got to look at this. They had this asset in the books they added last quarter. Suddenly, they increased the value of it, and that allowed them to beat by 1 penny on earnings. And I was like, oh, golly gee. Now, the funny part is their free cash flow is incredible. They've done a great job with this. Focus on the free cash flow. That's what the company needs to be doing. Now, back to Palantir.
You got some info when you're ready.
Okay, let's hear it, buddy.
Okay, so U.S. commercial customer count grew 83% year over year, 13% for the quarter to 295 customers.
Great job.
Let's see. U.S. government revenue grew 24% year over year, 8% for the quarter. Commercial revenue, 33% year over year, 3% for the quarter. Government revenue, overall government revenue, I guess, 23% year over year, 11% for the quarter. Closed 27 deals over $10 million.
So a couple of things on Palantir. Free cash flow in the quarter, adjusted free cash flow was $149 million. Guys, the same quarter last year was $86 million. $86 million versus $149 right now. Why is Alex Karp a psychopath? Why is he obsessed with these cokehead short sellers? Alex, just build the business you're building. You're doing a great job of generating cash flow. Don't manipulate those books. I could be wrong on that one. And you guys know me. I don't really throw that out very often, but for some reason, it just irks me the wrong way there. But another thing about Palantir, Mo, first off, great balance sheet. $58 billion market cap, $55 billion enterprise value. They've got cash on hand, net cash on hand. But price to sales ratio, 25. Guys, this is a way to compare companies within an industry. 81% gross margin. Guys, what do you think Microsoft is overpriced right now? Let's go see what Microsoft's price to sales ratio is. Now, Microsoft doesn't have the growth potential of Palantir, but 12 times. What's Palantir have to grow to justify over double of a company that we think is overvalued? I think Microsoft should be in the 8 to 10 price to sales ratio. So it's over triple the low end of that range. At some point, overpaying for a good thing makes a bad return.
$134 million in net income, largest quarter profit since inception.
And their net income was almost their free cash flow because they reported adjusted free cash flow, $149 million. A lot of great stuff with Palantir, guys. High margin business, government. They're what they say they do is we use data to solve problems. I don't know what that means, but I'm sure it means come to us with your problem. Let's figure out the data we need to find to fix that problem. As generic as that sounds, seems reasonable to me. And they're going to a lot of major corporations. I'm sure they're involved in a lot of security things. I think it's a wonderful, I don't know. It's just, do you hear about the CEO of Microsoft, Google, Apple going out there and, yelling at short sellers and calling them cokeheads? It's just weird to me. There's a lot of, I'm sure, options in there for people for a certain stock price that just sounds so self-interested and self-serving that it's kind of a weird place to be for Palantir. So again, guys, they're up 19% right now. They crushed, continue to do great, have a great balance sheet, have a great business with high margins. Just focus on that going forward. For those of you who have Palantir stock, more power to you. My personal opinion, and I've been wrong on Palantir, although, I shouldn't say that. When it was at 45, I said it's about a $5 stock to me. It went to 583, but that was a short 2-year stint. But do I think it's a $500 stock? I do not right now. That would take it to $600 billion. Could it be someday? Absolutely. But they got a lot of work to do, and they keep getting better every single quarter. Highly volatile day in the markets today. The NASDAQ started out the day down 6%, finished down only 3.4% or so. Guys, at one point, the NASDAQ was only down like a little over 2%. Very volatile. Bitcoin went below 50,000 for the first time in a long time. I said it today in a live stream on our main channel. If you believe that Bitcoin is where people should go for safety, how do you explain Thursday's price of 65,000 and today's price at 50,000? You are just delusional. Bitcoin is not a flight to safety. It's a highly volatile, speculative play. That's it. It's not an investment. There's no store of value. That was proven just today. Yes, Bitcoin is up. Bitcoin's up a lot this year. But today this last weekend proved that it's not a flight to safety. When people want to feel warm and fuzzy inside, they don't go to Bitcoin. When things are uncertain, you don't go to Bitcoin. How did gold finish today, Mo? I don't even know how gold finished today. That's interesting. Guys, we're going to go over Palantir today.
Finished down 1.4%.
1.4%. Guys, this is my Twitter, @EMPaulG. If you want to engage with me, got over 120 new followers today. It's a great place to interact with me about investing. I post a lot. Here was my post yesterday. Yesterday at 10:06 p.m. Do you think this is the start of a long bear market, or is this a healthy pullback before new all-time highs? My followers, 60% said pullback to new all-time highs, 40% long bear market. Guys, I'm going to give you the secret on what it is. I have no fucking clue. No one out there does. And anyone who claims otherwise is an idiot. I will tell you this, though. Valuations are still very, very high at record levels. That means the next 5 or 10 years are probably not going to be as rosy as everybody thinks they are. Now, does that mean you can't make money? Of course not. Of course you can make money. The key is, can you buy when stocks are falling? If you can do that, that is what we're trying to teach here. We're trying to flip the normal methodology of how people think about investing, which is we want higher prices. We want you to look forward to lower prices. But more importantly, we want you to find great businesses where the fundamentals are getting better, but the price that the market dictates is going down. We want Mr. Market's irrationality to drive stock prices down. Today in our live stream on the main channel, we went over so many stocks that were selling for a massive discount from their all-time highs, yet fundamentals are still better. Is there a recession happening? People talk about interest rates. Mo, what was the CME group saying today about interest rate? It was incredible. Like the CME group makes these bets on what interest rates are going to go to, et cetera, and it's absolutely plummeted interest rate potential. I mean, in terms of rates going much lower, much faster.
Okay. So this morning, what time did you do the live stream?
9:15 we started it.
Yeah, so we probably talked about this at 9:30. It was a 92% chance that there was going to be an interest rate cut of 50 basis points in September.
So 50, like 0.5%.
Yes. So now it's 85%.
Okay, so, but it was 5% how long ago? A month ago.
It was 5%
a month ago.
A month ago. But think about that. A 7.5% swing just
in
today,
1 day.
Just in a matter of hours.
The NASDAQ had a 4% overall swing in a matter of hours, from down 6% to only down a little over 2%. Guys, markets are not rational. The good news for you is, what I want you to take away from that is, markets are not rational. When the stock price plummets in the short run, I shouldn't be worried about that. Guys, every past bear market and crash has looked like an opportunity afterwards, but beforehand, it looks like a risk. So guys, please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel if you want more recaps in the market. Today was an amazing day. We hope for many more of these so you can buy great companies at great prices. Thank you for your time.